Yo, what's up, guys? It's Ryan, and it's been a hot minute since the last video, but I was working on some projects. Hopefully, they turn out well. But anyways, I'm gonna do a quick making of for my last song, Here and Now. This is the project file. It's pretty simple, um, but yeah, let's get right into it. So it starts off with these pad sounds, and there's a plane going over my head, so sorry if you can hear that. It starts off with these two pad sounds right here. It's this, which is a marimba from East West Quantum Leap's Goliath. I'm pretty sure it's Goliath. Let me see. Yeah, Goliath. Being compressed pretty hard with a bunch of reverb, and some delay with then even more reverb, and then this utility to automate the volume right here. And I had it fade in at the beginning because I didn't want the attack. I didn't want that like pluck. And then we have this pad, which is Serum, just a saw wave down 2 octaves, and then a mellow but unstable, whatever it is, wavetable, with a low pass filter and an LFO on the wavetable position of the second one, and then this envelope on the cutoff and some compression afterwards. This EQ right here kind of just narrows the frequency spectrum of the pad. Valhalla Room, just to wash it out. This auto filter is what's actually making it like evolve. Without it, it just sounds like this. And then that gets compressed pretty hard, or relatively hard. And then yet another Valhalla Room. And the two of them together sound like this. And that's it for the pads. These two things are just what I did is I took the pad group. Added a bunch of reverb, just played the first note, recorded it, and then got this, and then reversed it, and then got this audio clip. And then I took it and dropped it an octave, or put it up an octave, and I also added shimmer, which will put it up another octave, but a little more subtly. So yeah, those are the pads right there. We got these rhythm guitars. So a big part of how this track came to be is I recently bought or subscribed to Steven Slate's Everything bundle. It's $15 a month for every Steven Slate plugin, and it's incredibly fantastic. So this was kind of just an experiment with all of his gear and all of that, or all of his plugins. So these guitars, the mix is brand new, same with the drums, and I'll go through everything as best I can. So this is the rhythm guitar. And the rhythm guitar, without any post-processing on it, sounds like this. What this is S Gear, which is like their Guitar Pro, or Guitar Rig. It's Guitar Rig or Bias. It's fake amps, and what I did is I just took the American Clean preset, which is preset number 0, tweaked it a little bit to fit my tastes, and put that on both the right and the left. And then on the rhythm guitar channel, I have this virtual mix rack right here, which just has this air module, I guess would be the best way to describe it. And what it basically does, or to my understanding, is it adds high end to the signal. So it adds air to this to the sound. And it's on super subtly right here. Like, it's adding 1 dB at 13,000 hertz. So it's really, honestly, probably not doing much, but I was probably messing around with it and thought it sounded good way up there, but then decided to dial it back a lot. And then we've got this VCA compressor, which I honestly don't remember exactly why I did what I did, but these are the settings, and it makes it sound good to me. And you can see with the gain reduction, it's just compressing like super slightly, just enough to actually be working. And then we have the virtual tape machine. Which honestly I don't hear a ton of a difference, but I was watching a tutorial video and got told to put it on my guitars, so I did, and then I guess I forgot to take it off, but I do have it on and it is working, as you can see. So whatever that's technically doing, it's doing. Sorry, I don't have a better explanation for that. So for the leads, oh, I forgot to mention, these guitars were recorded straight from my pedal board, right into my interface, right into S Gear. And it just straight. So yeah. And then on the lead channel, I've got the same S Gear, American Clean preset, virtual mix rack, same sort of deal. And I've got a Valhalla Room, adding just a little bit of stereo image because I'm recording in mono. So this is right now the best and really only way I can add stereo feel to my guitar signal. Sounds something like this. And without the Valhalla Room, it just sounds like this. So it just helps fill out the song a little bit more. And then this right here, same sort of thing, American Clean, virtual mix rack, and then Valhalla Room, but this one's a little more washed, I guess you could say, adding harmonies. And then over here, or right here. And that delay you're hearing on it is a digital memory man sort of setting I have on my timeline. So that's where that delay came from, even though there's no delay modules or anything. I also probably had the Big Sky going pretty hard. And then on the lead, like, bus, I've got a little bit of reverb just to add a little more space to the entire bus. So yeah. Then we have this bass guitar. Which is actually just a bias effects patch, and this can take forever to open. I'm pretty sure it's just a compressor and like an amp simulator. Yeah, amp simulator and then a compressor. I found this on ToneCloud and it's worked fine for me. I compressed it to have all the levels be the same. And then I have this EQ knocking out like a lot of the high end to try to make it a little bit more of a sub sort of sounding patch. And yeah, it works great for that. Yeah, so then we have this reverse snare, which is literally just a recording of the snare reversed with some reverb on it. And then we have the drums, which is what took the longest to get like a mix for. It's not perfect, but it's like worlds ahead of what I had before when I was just using kind of stock Ableton plugins. But if we go through this one by one, so I've got Superior Drummer with all the bells and whistles, and this is just the kick channel. Then I've got this EQ bumping up some low end and taking down some low mids and boosting some highs, it seems. So without this, right, with it, and then some compression. Again, these are my settings, just enough to make it feel it. Then you got the snare, or snare one at least. I've got another equalizer, kind of boosting some highs, and yeah, that seems like that's about all it's doing, honestly. And then I've got this compressor right here, which is doing this. I wish I had like better explanations for what I was doing, but I was really kind of just messing around a lot with the different like rack modules that this program bundle has to offer. So yeah, without either of those, the snare sounds like this though. So it kind of just beefs it up like really good. Yeah. Also, before I forget to mention it, I've got it sent to the reverb channel, which is just a Valhalla room and a low pass filter. Yeah. Snare 2. I just have an EQ on it. It's pretty low in the mix, and I don't want a ton of it, so I just put some EQ on it and called it a day. The hi-hat. Hi-hat. This has some compression and some EQ without it. With it. Super subtle difference, but it just fills it out a little bit more. The toms. The toms have an EQ on, which doesn't look like it's doing much except for pushing some low frequencies and getting compressed. So that to that. The room mic just has like a regular compressor on it from like stock Ableton, and then room far doesn't have anything on it. Whoops. Just wanted to try something. But yeah. And then that's about it. Actually, oh, the master channel. Duh. So I've got another virtual mix rack right here. I've got this revival module, which adds high and low end, high and low mid ends. I've got it like barely turned, like not even 2 on each shimmer and thickness. I've got this EQ, which is boosting low frequencies just by a little bit. Everything else is just stock. I've got this compressor right here, which is turned to 3.7, 0, and fat, and 2.84. So if you turn this off, turn it on. I should probably just do the entire song. So it just gives the song some balls to be just kind of blunt with it. And then I've got this, and it's, I'm pretty sure, just Steven's Mastering Hard preset. And it just gives it that little push. It's not doing much at all, but it's just doing enough to matter. So yeah, make sure I'm actually recording. The audio was getting through. Sweet. So yeah, that's how I made this track. If you got any questions about anything, let me know in the comments. I'd be more than happy to answer them. You can find this song everywhere you can find music, essentially. Spotify is a favorite, personally. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.